they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Diffuse, bond, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back for another episode. I know y'all seen me about 3-4 hours ago, but I told you I got to come back for this week in college basketball. Before I do that, I'm going to quickly run down the show since this is my second episode today. I'm just quickly run down through them. We got the main show featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave, Tuesday, Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern. We got Unfazed featuring Joe and AJ, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. We got BWT, Baseball with Teddy, baseball content there. We have FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. Football, fantasy football content mostly, but since it's the off season, football there. We have RBO, Real Ballers Only featuring Vaughn, NBA content there. Dave's Doghouse, highlights and lowlights of sports. We have In the Red Corner featuring Tyreek and Tomo, boxing episode, boxing content there. Those are all the shows that the network has to offer. Please subscribe to those networks as well as mine. And if you like what you're listening to, stick with us. So we're going to jump right into it. Like I said, this is going to be a quick episode today, just this week in college basketball. I got a bunch of stuff written down. We're going to start off, though, with regular season champs. So we talked about some regular season champs last week, but today was the last day of the regular season period. And so let's talk about some regular season champs. First on the list, we got Duke. Duke wins the ACC. Was a close game at first in North Carolina. They pulled away, I think, largely due to the defense of Duke. I talk about Malik Brown all the time defensively. Those minutes that he played in the second half turned the game around. And Cooper Flag was obviously in foul trouble the first half. Second half was not. Cooper Flag obviously is a huge difference as well. Next, we have New Mexico. The Lobos of New Mexico are your Mountain West champs. If you know me, you know I've been pressing hard about New Mexico. It is an absolute travesty how Donovan Dent is not in the point guard of the year award. He's not a finalist. Absolutely embarrassing. Donovan Dent is one of the best point guards in the country. It's just I'm speechless. As you can tell by me fumbling with my words, I'm speechless how he's not a part of the finalists for best point guard in the country. Absolutely blows my mind. Next, VCU came into the last game of the season Saturday undefeated at home and takes an L to Dayton. Had multiple chances to tie it. Late game, Bassamil missed a free throw, things like that. Loses their only home game of the year Saturday to Dayton to share the A-10 with George Mason. Now, I, for one, don't understand how it's a share because they played once and VCU absolutely blew out George Mason at home. So I don't understand how they share it. Now, they say now VCU is the 1 seed in the A-10 tournament because of that head-to-head. But this should be VCU's regular season title outright. I don't care to have a tie record. They beat them head-to-head. They deserve it, but it's shared. I can't do nothing about that. UC San Diego, I love UC San Diego, man. Was huge. I was high on them last year. Winners of the Big West. I believe they only lost one game in the Big West, so shout out to them for winning the Big West. I think last year they were ineligible because they just moved to the Big West, but shout out to them, man. I hope they win their tournament. I want to see them in the big dance. Next, we have Utah Valley State. Utah Valley wins the WAC. They only lost one game. I can't even remember who they lost to, but they lost one game the entire regular season in the WAC, not period, just in the WAC. Only lost one game, so shout out to them. Michigan State outright champs. So That was this week. So Wednesday, not Wednesday, excuse me. Last Sunday on This Week in College Basketball, we shared it. We shared it with MSU, with Michigan. We were clinched a share of it. Wednesday, when Maryland beat Michigan, that stamped us as outright champs as long as we beat Iowa, which we did do, which thank God. That's news in itself. MSU beating Iowa after losing to them the last 2 years, which, man, the beginning of the game, I said, oh, here we go again. Iowa got our number. This is disgusting. But then my dad called me talking trash. I said, we're going to come back. And what a way to come back. Cohen Carr. Just do yourself a favor. Look, if you can Google it, YouTube it, type in Cohen Carr 2-minute spurt against Iowa. Electric. Boom, we come back. But then we take a big lead. We go big. I mean, like double digits. Under 4 minutes come. Iowa starts hitting everything. I'm like, no, this is 2023 all over again. 2 years ago, whatever that was 2 years ago, when we were up 11 with like a minute and something left and lost that game, I was like, this is it. This is the same thing. But we held on and we won. So we beat Iowa. We are outright champs. 7-game win streak going into the tournament. Boom. Next, we have I got some notes in between. St. John's, well, I think I already reported that they're outright champs. Memphis wins the American Athletic Conference regular season championship. Shout out to Penny. They should be in that large bid, in my opinion. So the tournament to them really, I don't think matters. But, can't think like that. But I think Memphis is at large bid. Quinnipiac wins the MAAC, Metro Athletic Conference. So shout out to them. Southern wins the SWAC. Shout out to them. Norfolk State and South Carolina State shares the MEAC. So shout out to them. Liberty wins Conference USA because Jack State blows a big lead to Kennesaw State, loses the game. They would have tied for it. Liberty outright wins the Conference USA title. No. And that's it. That's it for the remainder of regular season champs. Now we're going to move on to some automatic qualifiers. So from this week, some automatic qualifiers, which for this one, I got to queue up. I got to queue up the sound because these are guys that punched their ticket to the big dance. They in the NCAA tournament. So first, from the Big South, my pick. They needed a huge second half in the semifinals. I can't remember, against Radford. I want to say against Radford. Figured it out, and then needed a huge second half against Winthrop. Figured it out. Got it done. Next, Summit League, which their game should be wrapping up, but because St. Thomas is ineligible to go to the tournament due to, I think they just moved into the league. Nebraska, Omaha, they punched their ticket. They win the Summit League regular season championship and the Summit League. Well, they ain't win the tournament yet. They were up when I was setting up for the show. I'm gonna go look right now. I got the thing on my Pistons. Oh my God, my Pistons only up 6 points. Let's see. They are up 6 with 1:35. So if everything goes well, if they hold on, they are your Summit League champs. Next, we have, and this one hurt, man, SIU Edwardsville. Now, the reason why this hurt is because I picked Southeast Missouri State to win that championship, to win that tournament, and they got blown out in the finals against SIU. Now, that game, the roles were reversed. Seamoose State could not hit from 3. They were like, what? I want to say like 3 for 20 or something like that. It was bad. Couldn't hit for 3. SIU Edwardsville was playing stupendous defense. It was bad. Next. Now, this might have been an at-large team, but it don't matter. Drake wins the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. That was my pick to win that tournament, and Drake gets it done. And last but certainly not least, I didn't pick this tournament because I couldn't do my This Week in College Basketball until it was too late, and the tournament was already basically deep. The run was already deep, so I just said I'm not going to pick it. But Lipscomb wins the A-Sun tournament. So shout out to them. Those are your automatic qualifiers. Those are teams that will see themselves in the group of 68. They automatically have seedings, everything like that. And now we're going to move on to some other news. So in other news, I'm going to go in order of what I got written down. So first, I have Washington, Penn State, and Nebraska are all eliminated from the Big Ten tournament. Remember, the Big Ten tournament, everybody used to come. Everybody used to go. You have a chance to win. That's how you saw NC State last year with ACC. You might see Oregon State with Pac-12. If y'all remember that 3-4 years ago, shout out Jared Lucas and Ethan Thompson. Shout out to them. If y'all remember that, Coach Tinkle. But with 18 teams in conference, only 15 teams go to the tournament, and those 3 teams are eliminated. Now, you might have heard Nebraska. Nebraska wasn't on the elimination, wasn't eliminated at first, but Nebraska played Iowa today, and they lost as 7.5-point home favorite, excuse me. And that game took them out of the competition for the Big Ten. So, hey, even Sunday, last game of the regular season at the bottom, these games matter. Next, we have the Hurricanes. Miami Hurricanes, NC State, and Boston College are eliminated from the ACC tournament. The same thing with the Big Ten. Too many teams. Bottom 3 get eliminated. Those are your bottom 3. And I think that has to do a lot with this next thing in other news. Kevin Keats. He is no longer the head coach at North Carolina State. He's been fired as of today. And I think a lot of it has to do with, yes, they made the Final Four last year. Yes, they won the ACC tournament last year, but they had a terrible regular season. In my opinion, they underperformed in the regular season last year. They were one of the teams at the bottom. They got in, got hot. But the more consistent is the bad. Them getting in, getting hot, that's not consistent. But to have 2 bad regular seasons back-to-back is the consistent. So I saw some people complaining, well, this coach made the Final Four. How you fire him a year later? It's because this regular season is consistently not it, man. It sucks for Coach Keats, but I understand it. I really do. So Kevin Keats is no longer your head coach at NC State, and I, for one, don't disagree. I don't. Now, if they would have given him another year, I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't have disagreed either. But I can see why they let him go. Next, in other news, Alabama gets his lick back against Auburn. Y'all remember Auburn won at Bama. Great game. Mark Sears hits the buzzer beater in overtime to beat Auburn, gets their lick back. And Auburn actually went 0-2 this past week. They lost to Alabama. They lost to, I want to say, they lost to Texas A&M. So 0-2 this week. So for sure, not the 1 overall seed. That's probably going to go to Duke now, depending on how the ACC tournament and the SEC tournament shakes out. But as of Monday, I would assume Duke is the number 1 overall seed and the number 1 overall team in the country. Next, I have UMD beats Michigan and Northwestern to get the 2 seed in the Big Ten, which is absolutely, I think they were going to be a top 4 seed regardless, but had a 2 seed, that's not bad. That's not bad. Great season for the Terps. St. John's crazy buzzer beater in overtime to beat Marquette. St. John, man, they just find ways to win. Second half, like I say, the first half really don't matter. They're a second half team. Big fella got the scramble board, hit the floater for the game. I talked about Iowa beating Nebraska to avoid tourney elimination. Oh, one of the hottest teams in the country I feel like nobody is talking about, Colorado State. Winners of 7 straight. Shout out Nick Clifford and them boys. Winners of 7 straight. 2 seed in the Mountain West Conference tournament and absolutely has the ability to win the Mountain West to be a bid steal in this year's tournament. So shout out Colorado State. Shout out Nick Clifford. Picking up where Isaiah Stevens left off. Love to see it. Next, we have Pepperdine advances to the WCC semifinals behind the buckets of Mo Odom. Mo Odom with 19 tonight against Santa Clara. Again, man, he's been balling this tournament. Even has a 30-point game in this tournament. Balling. Pepperdine may be your Cinderella. I don't think so. I think they lose in the semifinals to St. Mary's, who's my pick to win the tournament. But what a run it's been so far. Absolutely shout out to Pepperdine. And last but not least, I have number 5 Furman versus number 6 Wofford for the SoCon Championship. This is news because, hey, all top 4 seeds lost, including Chattanooga, who was my pick to win the tournament. Chattanooga lost to Furman today. P.J. Smith hit 2 huge buckets to force overtime, and Furman will hang on to win in overtime against Chattanooga. And Furman was a team that I liked. I really like Furman. I like P.J. Smith. I like Nick Anderson. I like the team. But it was a stretch where they were really dropping games. I mean, really dropping games. And it kind of made my stock drop from this team while Chattanooga was shooting up. Chattanooga and UNC Greensboro. I really like those 2 teams as well. And Furman just kept dropping games. I was getting so disappointed. But they're here now. They're in the championship. Shout out to them. I want to say the championship is tomorrow. Let me look at that to make 100% sure. But shout out to them. Okay. Your Summit League champs, while I have this up, it is confirmed to be Nebraska Omaha beating St. Thomas by 10 points. So shout out to them. Even without the Minnesota thing, they won the tournament. So they punched their tickets either way. Shout out to them. Now, the SoCon championship is not tomorrow. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. It's tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Real quick, since I probably won't have a show in time, I'll pick Furman, and they're hot. I really like Furman. Wofford's a good team, too. I'm going Furman. Like I said, I love PJ. I love Nick Anderson. If they can continue to play the way that I know they can, the way they've been playing this tournament, I think they'd be Wofford. Another championship we have tomorrow, Sun Belt, Arkansas State versus Troy. Y'all know my pick of the Sun Belt tournament for a while now has been Arkansas State. Not changing up. Give me Arkansas State to win that. We don't have any other finals tomorrow. So tomorrow we have two more tickets get punched tomorrow. So shout out to them for that. I think that's all I have for other news. Yeah, that's all I have for other news. That's all I have for this week in college basketball. Didn't really want to stick too much to individual things because this is tournament season. It's March. Championship week starts tomorrow. That's why hence the name. Championship week, man. Tomorrow's championship week officially. Now, I will say this. ACC tournament starts, I believe, Tuesday. Big Ten tournament starts Wednesday. No, hold on. ACC might be the same day, actually. Let me double check. I think the ACC starts Wednesday, too, because Sunday, the Big Ten ACC championship, yeah. So, Wednesday's the ACC and the Big Ten. Tuesday's the Big 12. There we go. Tuesday's the Big 12. I'm missing another major conference. I got ACC. I got Big East. I got Big 12. SEC. I want to say the SEC starts on the Wednesday as well. The SEC starts on Wednesday. Yep, and the Big East starts on Wednesday. So y'all look out for those. Now, I'm going to try to come back. Well, no, ain't no try. I'll be back tomorrow night. I'm going over my picks for those tournaments that start this week. So make sure y'all look out for that. But that's all I got for y'all tonight. College basketball was great. I love it. And we still got some games on. San Francisco and Washington State just tipped off. So make sure y'all tune into that because with that game, the winner of that plays Gonzaga. Right now it's 7-7. Just like I said, just started on ESPN2. If you want the Big Sky, second round, we got Northern Arizona versus Montana, tied at 39 on ESPN Plus. That game's in the second half, midway through the second half. That's another game you can watch. So we got 2 games on tonight. But I can't wait. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. And I'm gone. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.